The general election in 2015, Nigeria's borders were closed off to prevent foreigners from crossing into the country to vote. Since August this year, Nigeria's borders have been partially closed in government attempt to curb smuggling and encourage self-sufficiency. The government has also said that Nigeria's borders will remain closed until the country and its neighbors agree on existing ECOWAS protocol regarding movement. You should know that in August this year as well, a ban was placed on foreign exchange for food importation. We went to the Mile 2 loading park for Nigerians or otherwise traveling out of the country, and we spoke with a couple of people. Here is what they had to say when our correspondent Maureen spoke with them. Have a listen.
Really affected our business. The bag of rice normally from 14,000 to 24,000 now, and the Nigeria rice, which we ought that is to come in a cheaper rate so that it will be affordable for people. They are selling the bag of it 19.5, so we are selling 20, just 500 naira add on top of it.
It affected us because goods that come from that side, that's what we are using to sell our market. But now, no market, no passenger, we can't buy. We buy things now higher than before. A cup of rice now is 450 Derika. Before we bought 250, 220, 230. Now it's 450. I have reduced my buying now. I reduced my selling so that I will get my capital back.
Chicken, we sell the carton of chicken. Like for example, Orobo chicken, we sell a carton 9,000 naira, 85. The issue on ground now has changed everything. So we have to be selling one carton of chicken at the rate of 15,000 naira.
Mr. Lasisi, thank you again for joining us. You heard what our respondent said in that report. So let's just jump right into it. How has this affected businesses, especially those that depended on moving goods in and out of the country through the land borders?
Yeah, good morning once again. This is Alhaji Bisuri, Barrister Bisuri Lasisi Fano, and Anchor 7 Chapter Chairman, and we are the receiving end. We are here. But unfortunately, the government has a very beautiful plan, because when you talk about security, whatever West African protocol you have or whatever rules or guidelines you have within your ECOWAS state, the issue of security, when it comes to supersede everything. We appreciated it. One, to improve our local produce goods, which at the beginning might find a little bit difficult, but as time goes on, this is going to be very easy for people to lay their hand upon in any nook and corners of Nigeria. Going further to that, the fact is that the Nigerians have well appreciated the issue that the federal government brought up security. However, the Nigerian populace, especially the importers of the genuine goods that are lying fallow, destroying at the border post right now, is our concern, because we are licensed by customs as a stakeholder to do a genuine business. We don't even know how this rice or whatever arms they call it get into the country, because we are not part of it. But right now, if the government can create a corridor, just a kind of platform, just for what we have at this border, the one there, if they can be given a platform, because right now we have close to more than 800 trucks there. And these 800 trucks, they are billions of naira.
800 trucks of what exactly? Contrabands or legal goods?
Genuine business environment, genuine trader, legal business, that most of them are
if they are genuine, Mr. Lasisi, because we spoke with customs the other day when the border closure started, and it said that if you have genuine goods coming into Nigeria, all you just need to do is to pass through the right channel, the processes, and you'll be allowed to bring in your goods. So you're saying now that is not true?
No, I'm not saying that is not true. What I'm saying is this. You see, the federal government has never in the future before, or in the past, bound importation through the land border.
Okay.
And it is an allowed thing that has been going on. So we are not saying The federal government is coming up with that policy now. On as it used to be, federal government have never banned anything there like aluminum profile, all those things that are standing there now, perishing, the expiring date going on, the vehicle are destroying. It has never been banned through the land border. Take note.
Right.
It is now the say so.
Right.
So what we are saying is this: those trucks that are there parked before August
28.
Yeah, no, 20th August.
Okay.
It started 20th August,
Okay.
Tuesday to be specific. Before this policy started, if they are not genuine importers, they can't come to the joint border post. That's what we're saying. And that is what we're begging the government to create a platform. Bring everything you can bring to examine this truck one after the other. Majority of them have made payment. Let me tell you, the government will realize more than £1 billion naira on the duty of those instances.
Let's talk about these trucks that are stranded right now. When the partial border closure was effected, were they not being screened? Were they not being allowed? Were there no movement of goods in and out of the country during the partial closure?
No. During the partial closure, no. Only human traffic. Only when you have your passport, you come and go. Then you have your passport, you go. You don't bring in anything except the genuine travelers. When you talk about travelers that come with their passport, they allow them go. Okay. So these goods are the goods that this thing made on before the period, before 20th of August. There have been business activity going in and out with the scanning machine. Where scan machine does not function, the fiscals, I know they bring down everything. All the security people are there. There's no security person that was not there before this border drill.
Right.
The only security officer that joined them now during the border drill is the soldiers. Apart from that, every other security personnel were there. They are always involved in the examination before. So what we are pleading, I still repeat, is a corridor, a platform, to allow us to carry what is there. I am very sure no importer will have the guts to send their goods to Cotonou again, even since this thing started, because they don't know the fate, how long it's going to be. But what we have there right now, they are deteriorating.
Just to be clear, Mr. Lasisi, so because I'm sure that a lot of people are wondering as well, were you told before the partial border closure, was there a notice of some sort?
Never. That was why we are begging. If there had been a notice, say, okay, in the next 1 week or 1 month or two, any importer that passes through Cotonou again is on its own. There wouldn't have been this cry for those things there, because I'm sure that they will stop passing. There has never been information. We asked this question that they find. We were told that when you are going out, you don't tell your neighbor you are going out. So, and that is true. Nigeria is a sovereign state, and when something has to do with security, it's for the you and me.
Right.
And we don't know who is going to touch. But the genuine traders, the genuine people, that majority of them are paid, majority of them have not made payment, they are stranded there. That's what we're talking about.
Well, now we have...
Hold on, one second.
Yes, please.
Both EPLS going out and coming in that have made payment, they are all stranded there. I am very sure federal government will not be happy to lose the revenue to be generated. It won't do the federal government anything. And it is the people that voted this government in that pay the piper there. I'm telling you, the goods cannot get the value in order to minimize the importers' loss.
Indeed.
If there is a particular platform, we will at least 1 month, remove what you have at the border. Not what you have in Cotonou. Remove what you have at the border. Then anybody who comes to the border with anything again, the government can, don't forget about it.
When you say remove contraband or legal, just remove everything?
Come, gentlemen, we are licensed to do a genuine trade by custom.
Okay.
I don't even know what you are talking about, because I don't carry rice. So I don't know about it. I don't carry arms. I don't know about it. I'm talking of genuine trade. Genuine traders there.
All right. So now that the border has been closed completely, and the federal government is saying that if you're bringing anything at all into the country, go to the seaport. I'm sure that you know what our seaports, the Apapa and Tinkan Island ports, are like. Would you say that those ports are efficient to be able to accommodate the influx of goods into this country?
That is the advice we would like to give to government too, because you see, some of these importers that passes through Cotonou, it is not their wish. because there was a time we have a very, even up to now, you can bear witness, you go around everywhere to interview people, that the Apapa port is so congested. The access road is too bad. That is why some of the importers believe that they go and take Cotonou to ease their clearing process. And we are advising government at the same time to remove a lot of bottleneck in clearing process in Lagos port, so that importers will be interested. Take, for instance, somebody who is bringing raw materials from Ghana and is going to Agbara. Do we find it difficult going through Lagos port? We are coming from Agbara, you are going to, coming from Ghana, you are going to Agbara. The cumbersome procedure you go through, the tediousness of the port will make it very difficult. So they will prefer to just do it under ETLS and get to Agbara. You know where Agbara is. Agbara is not registered.
Right.
That's it. That is some of the things that takes people to this Cotonou to pass through there. Not that it's an intentional act. And then it was not a no-go area thing. It is just from this August 20th that the security issue happened. We appreciated it. It's a very good thing because you don't know. It could be me, it could be you.
Right.
So what the government is doing is quite fine, but we are appealing for what is on the border now, not what is in Cotonou at all. Thank you very much.
So will you be ready to start moving goods into the country through the Apapa and Tinkan Island port?
Why not? Why not? When the government say we don't want the land border, why not?
But how can operations at the ports be improved? I mean, you just mentioned that there are so many inconveniences, the roads, the ports, the congestion, and all of those things. But how can efficiency be improved upon in the port?
Yes, I've said it earlier. If you listen to it, I said government should mellow down on the clearing process to allow the trade environment to ease the trade environment. Not only those things I mentioned, at least the clearing process too.
The clearing process.
Should be relaxed upon a little. The bottleneck sometimes could be relaxed a little bit so that no importer would dare say, I am going to take another. Even if they are coming to Agbara, they will say, okay, let me go past there. The road is there, good road. It's a throne store. When my container gets to Apapa or Tinkan, it will be clear within 2, 3, 4 days. And nobody will want to pass through the rubbish country. Cotonou is too small.
Right.
Cotonou is too small to make guy with Nigeria. That's one thing. So I, as a person, I'm not in support, but that has not been before. Now that government said this is what we want, what this policy met on ground right at the border is what I am talking about.
Right, indeed. In case you're just joining us, you're listening to our conversation on the complete border closure by the federal government, especially land border closure, that is. And we have the chapter chairman of the Association of Licensed Custom Clearance Agents, ANCA, in Seme Border, Mr. Lasisi Fanu, on the line with us, having a chat with us. Let's tell you that you can watch us live on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube as well. Feel free. On Facebook, we are Nigeria Info FM 99.3. On YouTube, Nigeria Info FM 99.3 as well. And on Twitter, at Nigeria Info FM on Twitter. Feel free to join the conversation. We'll go out on a break very soon. But Mr. Lasisi, let me quickly ask this question because it's very, very important. You've mentioned those people that are bringing goods into the country, especially through the land borders, and you have appealed to the federal government to allow these goods, come in, especially those that have paid.
Even if it is 1 month or 6 weeks, we are enough with it. Then they seal it back.
In your opinion, how has this affected, Nigeria's exports? Because we cannot take away the fact that we still have businessmen who are shipping goods out of the country.
The Nigerian exports we are talking about majorly are just the ETLS. When we are talking about ETLS, that is the goods produced under West Africa, Cotonou, Ghana, Ivory Coast, and so on, Togo. The export aspect of it, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say much about the logic behind not even allowing the export to go. But take note that if they say no importation and they allow exportation to go, people might feel somehow. If it's going, why can't the goods come this way or that way? I don't know the logic behind it. That is between the government. I don't know.
Should there have been a ban on exportation In your opinion, your professional opinion, do you think there should have been a ban on exportation?
There shouldn't have been a ban on exportation of Nigerian produced goods because we want these things to go out. We want foreign currency to come. Banning what we produce to go out is another economic accident. And it's affecting us a lot. And the majority of people that do come here and buy Nigerian produced goods, they cannot come and buy. If they buy, it doesn't go out. That is the genuine ones. I'm not talking of illegally something like petroleum, which is illegally to be exported out. I'm not talking about that, but genuine Nigerian produced goods can be allowed to go out through the land border. Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Let's touch on this as well before we go out on a break. So you mentioned how this can be very risky, especially when people smuggle things in, and arms and ammunition and everything.
Yeah,
and you rightly
good.
said that it could affect, anybody.
Everybody.
And the federal government actually stated that. They cited that as one of the reasons why the land borders, had to be shut. But questions have been asked as to better ways of doing it. In your own opinion, do you think, closing the land borders totally is the best way that this could be done?
I don't know the kind of security report they have. It shouldn't have the best way. But if like what we have now, when you go to Maiduguri, Borno, there, with this Boko Haram thing, they don't talk about property any longer. They are talking of their life. You understand what I'm saying? They are talking of their life. So that's another area you look at it. And it shouldn't have been the best way if they can tighten up their security properly well. But Nigeria, there will always be whatever one person or the other to go the other side. And when that happened to come, so I think that's one of the reasons why federal governments would decide that instead of giving any risky. But if this thing continue without beefing up the security very well, especially the rise that they're talking about,
right.
1 bag, 2 bags will still come in, though the volume might not be what they are preventing. Because if you continue, even the people they bring, if they remain there, they will get what we call it. People will talk to them. People who are involved in that business, they will still penetrate them, and you will see maybe 1 bag instead of 20 bags,
right.
1 bag.
Right.
Part of it too, the volume might not be what they are trying to stop. These cotton people, their own is too much. You don't. How many bag of rice do you eat? You bring a shipload. How do you consume it? I know Nigeria is the market.
Right.
And this is something you collect your duty, and you know that it doesn't come to Nigeria. To that aspect, it is very, very wrong.
Okay.
I'm not even going to that. Government policy is government policy for me and you. But what we have on ground, government should please and please. I'm telling you, government will realize over a billion, more than billion, 1 billion naira there on the duty of those things standing there right now at the border.
Mr. Lasisi, please stay on the line. Let's quickly just take a breather. Let's go on a break. When we return, we have more conversation. In case you are just joining us, you're welcome. We're talking complete border closure. When we were planning for this particular topic, it was partial closure.
Yeah.
And before the end of yesterday, it came out to be complete border closure. We talk about all of these and much more. And of course, I am seeing your comments on WhatsApp. In case you want to drop your questions for Mr. Lasisi or your thoughts or suggestions for the government, feel free to do that on our WhatsApp portal. The WhatsApp line is 0809 597 5805. That is 0809 597 5805. Our Facebook streaming platform is also on Nigeria Info FM on Facebook. On Twitter, it's also Nigeria Info FM. On YouTube, is Nigeria Info 99.3. We're streaming on all of those platforms. You can actually see the studio and drop your comments as well. I'll be right back after this short break. Mr. Lasisi, please hold the line. We'll be back in a moment. Stay here, 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
And we're back to the Morning Crossfire on your number one news, talk, and sports station, Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info, we are back. This is the Morning Crossfire in case you are just joining us. And we're talking about update on border closure. The last time we discussed it, it was partial closure. And now it's complete closure of the borders. And yesterday, our correspondent, Maureen, went to Mile 2 Park, where travelers go to, especially traders, to go outside of the country, Benin, Niger, to go do business. And this is what they had to say when Maureen spoke with them. Have a listen.
Really affected our business. The bag of rice normally from 14,000 to 24,000 now, and the Nigeria rice, which we ought that is to come in a cheaper rate so that it will be affordable for people. They are selling the bag of it 19,500. So we are selling 20, just 500 naira add on top of it.
It affected us because goods that come from that side, that's what we are using to sell our market. But now, no market, no passenger, we can't buy, we buy things now higher than before. A cup of rice now is 450 Derika. Before we bought 250, 220, 230. Now it's 450. I have reduced my buying now. I reduced my selling so that I will get my capital back.
Chicken, we sell the carton of chicken. Like for example, Orobo chicken, we sell a carton 9,000 naira, 85. The issue on ground now has changed everything. So we have to be selling one carton of chicken at the rate of 15,000 naira now.
There you go. Nigerians speaking on the effect of the border closure on business. Mr. Lasisi Fano, the chapter chairman of the Association of Nigerian Licensed Custom Agents Ankla, Semi Border, is still on the line. Mr. Lasisi, thank you for holding the line.
My pleasure.
Quickly, let's go on Facebook and take a few comments. We have quite a number of them. Wasi Olatunji on Facebook says, anything that will generate profit for this government, let's work it out fast. But whatever will benefit the common man will take years before it will be available. Especially the availability of lake rice is zero. They should look into price control and put our seaport in good condition. Wasi Olatunji from Facebook, and Sarai Olayiwonuola on Facebook says, exports shouldn't have been stopped. I have about 5,000 cattle waiting to be exported to Asia, but there is no vessels to convey them in Lagos seaports, but we have one in Cotonou. Okay. Chris Ubini says, closing a border is good, but you don't just wake up one day and do that. Many Nigerian people are finding it difficult to buy a dereka of rice. I think that's what you meant, and even chicken. All right, Chris Ivini, thanks for your contribution. Let's quickly cross over to WhatsApp. Good morning, Sheriff. Christian from Lawanson is here, and he says our own local rice is now sold for 23,000 naira. The truth remains that our local rice farmers can't produce adequate food required to sustain Nigerians. So why close the border against what we are not producing? Okay. This is from Afiz. Afiz says, if we don't close the border, when are we going to close it? To build our own economy. Local produce, that is. How did Asian tigers build the economy? It's high time we produced what we can eat. We have enough unused land for farming. Afiz, thank you for your thoughts. And Chinedu from Idumota says, all these border closure are anti-people program. Why not ban foreign medicals and foreign education? Why not allow law of comparative advantage? That's Chinedu dropping his own comments there. You can also always drop your comments. We're having this all-important conversation on all our platforms this morning. The engagement is quite intense. Feel free to drop your comments on our WhatsApp portal. The WhatsApp line is 0809 597 5805. That is 0809 597 5805. Our Twitter handle is at Nigeria Info FM on Twitter. That's at Nigeria Info FM on Twitter. And let's quickly cross over to Twitter. And at Joy Forever 74 says, closing our borders is good if we can grow our local production. I'm still wondering how a papa that is over congested and bad roads will cope with all importations and exportations. Fingers crossed. Joy Forever, thank you. Tamidi on Twitter says, the Nigerian government once gave Benin government 10 Hilux trucks to escort goods from Benin ports to our border, but Benin default on this by not escorting the goods, give room for transload into another truck. I didn't quite get that. Jerry on Twitter says, total border closure is not possible. They are only encouraging law enforcement agencies to up their game. More bribes will now be required to cross any goods. That's Jerry. Mr. Lasisi, let me come to you on the issue of smuggling. You operate within that area, and there is no gainsaying that, smuggling activities do happen. They do happen on a daily basis. Would you say with the closure of border since August now, that has reduced with what you have noticed and the reports you've gotten so far?
Thank you. You see, number one, smuggling activity in the whole world, can never be eradicated totally, but can only be reduced to the BRS minimum. And I think the effort the government has put in forward is one of it. But in other nations, take for instance, Mexico and United States of America. Mexico is a drug-produced country, everybody knows.
Right.
The border was not shut. They only have those things, modern-day equipment they can use in quickly identifying. If the government of Nigeria can go further, I'm sure they should be doing that, while the closure is on now, working on a modality to use so that even if the border is not close to anything, they can still do their proper security work. And those things they don't want to come will never come. They have to select officers or go further. If they say don't come and they discover anything through anywhere, suspend that officer.
Right.
It takes two to tango.
Right.
If you suspend one officer or two, I'm telling you, you will never see any single one, because nobody wants to spend 28 years, 25 years in his service. And at the end of the day, somebody will say, okay, go on suspension, or you are here by dismiss because you allowed this to go. If government tried that, I am telling you, I bet you, my friend, no single drop of rice, arms, or whatever you can see anywhere.
So, in other words, Mr. Lasisi, because where I'm going is where you have gone right now. So let's stay there. Let's just talk about it. The issue of customs and smuggling and smugglers and activities, illegal activities at our borders, are said to have included, the customs officials themselves. And people are saying that if government is serious about, stopping importation of contraband goods, then government need to work more on its officials manning the borders. Would you say this is a true assertion of things? Would you say this is a true event of things that, customs are the ones that are largely, not the only ones, but largely to blame for smuggling activities at our borders?
You have answered. You have said it. They are not the only one, but there are some borders that are tight. There are some borders that are too porous. Those porous areas, they know how to go about it. Those that are not having too porous route, government should know how to go about it. And if they actually everybody want to do is work, it's not that these things will stop totally, but those in numbers they are talking about can never find their route. And if the government want to really do it, it's the best option. Hold your own security, man. Customs are not the only person there.
Right.
If they do it, customs are not the only person at the borders. I'm not talking of semi. This time I'm talking of borders leading to Nigeria generally.
Right.
We have police. We have immigrations. We have this. Tell everybody, if you see anything, you work jointly. If you see anything and you allow that thing to go, and that thing is caught, the people on that duty, that hour or that 24, within that 24 hour that thing passed, they are dealt with. My brother, this will stop.
That said, initially, Mr. Lasisi, I asked you earlier, other options, other things that can be done. So that said, would you now say that instead of partial or complete closure of borders, why not the government put more people at our borders, more straightforward people at our borders to man the borders and allow legitimate businesses go on?
It's an advice. It's another advice. But sometimes when you are talking of security, I know you have, but you see what happened, I said it earlier, in the Boko Haram infected areas.
Right.
They are no longer talking of property. They are talking of their life now. So if the government choose of a particular measure, I'm not going to be partial here. It's the measure they choose.
Right.
But the stocked items there, we pleaded. Federal Minister of Finance, if they know that they have more than $1 billion to collect at Semi-border alone now, so I'm sure for other areas, those things at the border, government will not shy away from collecting that.
Are you saying they don't know that there are trucks of genuine goods
they might not know. They might
at the
not
borders?
Know. They might not have the knowledge of up to how much they could realize. Semi-alone will give them billion plus with what we have on ground now. When you're having more than 800 trucks, you have more than 1 billion plus there as duty to realize from them. How do you just allow that thing to perish? You government, you are losing. The importers that have their goods there are losing. They borrow money from the bank. Don't forget some of them. In fact, we have some about news that about 2-3 people died. Probably they are thinking of how am I going to approach the bank with their money? How am I going to pay back? I don't know whether I get what I mean.
Just to be clear, you're saying that you got reports that a few importers have died.
They are dying. Even stakeholders, they are dying because nowhere. Government should also try to do something at the border areas for the community people not to involve in these things. If government also remember the border areas to do something to the border areas so that the people there will engage in genuine businesses, they will never involve. People are talking Cotonou rice is what they are using to say. Do they know that Cotonou rice is one? If they actually know, would they go there? They also need orientation, and government also should control the price of this our rice, whatsoever rice, the price. We are talking about people are saying 19,000 naira. Why must it go up to 19,000 naira? Government can subsidize for people to enjoy part of government whatever, so that they will say, okay, our government has subsidized it. Why are we even going outside? And in no time, I believe we don't have enough now, but in no time the enough will come. So government should just look for what to do. Total shutdown of the border to trade goods cannot benefit the economic of Nigeria.
Mr. Lasisi, let's go to the phone lines. Please stay on the line. I'm sure people would love to speak with you, ask a few questions, or drop you their own conversational thoughts on this issue we're looking at. If you would like to join the conversation, feel free to do that right now. The engagements are still on our socials, on our WhatsApp as well. But let's open up the phone lines so we can get your thoughts in. The numbers are 0127770 993, 012771993, 0127772 993, and 0127773 993. Those are the lines you can call to be part of our conversation this morning. And when you're calling, please make it short, simple, straight to the point, because we would like to get in as many thoughts as possible. Akin is calling from Ogun State. Akin, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you. I think the border should remain closed until Benin Republic agree to do what the Nigerian government is asking of them. These people are sabotaging our economy. I stay along the Diroko Expressway. We know what is going on there. I'm in Winners now, Kenaland.
Okay.
We know what goes on there in the night. Most of those products coming into Nigeria, coming from Cotonou, are from Europe. Why not through our own port here, for God's sake? Why are they using Cotonou? We learned that 10 brand new Elot bus was given to the government, but they refused to escort goods from the port to the border. They will transport goods along the way.
Thank you for calling. Friday is from Gbolahan. Friday, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, my brother Sherry.
Good morning.
Yeah, see, after closing the land border, the seaport supposed to be more busy. Hello, are you with me?
I'm with you, Friday. Go on.
Yes, since then, have you visited it?
Friday, are you there?
Even the seaport look like if the seaport is being closed. Nothing is going on. There is too much of hunger in this country. So it just shows that we depend on the land border to survive. Because what is coming through the seaport cannot even survive us. Come and make your finding, make your inquiry.
Well, there's really nothing new because the customs says that it has actually realized even up to 9.2 billion from our ports, which means activities have increased at the ports. But Friday, thanks for calling. Baba G joins us right now. Baba G, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. I agree with the guest. I think he has spoken well, if you ask me. Closing down our border is not the solution. If you look at it side by side, what about illegal immigrants? Did you do something about that? 75% of Okada riders in Nigeria, they are not from Nigeria. The economy benefit, for example, now why can't you put it in a situation of a side by side, foreign rice and local rice? If you are buying local rice, 5,000 naira is back. Nobody will go and buy foreign rice. For example, now we have local gari, it's cheap. Will you go and buy foreign gari? Local yam, padded yam. Will you go and buy foreign yam? In situation whereby, like somebody complained bitterly, that people coming from neighboring countries to come and buy phones in Computer Village, they are no longer coming. Go to trade fair, they are no longer coming to come and buy pass. In situation whereby you cripple our economy, just look at that your feed there. People complaining, bag of rice now.
Right.
20-something thousand. The local rice, almost 20,000. What are we benefiting? People are dying, and you are telling us that you have the benefit that you close the border. Let me conclude here. It doesn't matter you have a good job. You will say that close the border. It doesn't matter you have inherited a building from your father or whatever. They should close the border. Just think about other people cannot feed 3 square meals a day. I, Babaji, I can eat. I'm living in my own house. But what about people around me? People should think deep. Thank you very much.
All right, Babaji. Thank you for calling. Appreciate your time. Let's move on now and speak with Olumuyiwa from Aja. Olumuyiwa, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My take is so simple. I remember what made Cotonou what it's become today. It was when General Abacha closed our border. And people are now seeing Cotonou as alternative. If I am your president, if my people are buying rice from Cotonou 1,000 naira, I will make sure my own country rice is 5,000. The reason people are going to Cotonou or neighboring country is because all our border here are not friendly. So if government sure that they are not punishing the citizens, why are they not make our own border easy like this? What do they call it? Water, whatever they call the name. Why are people no longer patronizing me? Because when my brother sent me a car from America, a car maybe like 1 million, Cotonou will say bring 20,000 naira. Nigeria will bring 300,000 naira. So it's the government. The government. There is government. They don't want to use Nigeria school. They don't want to use Nigeria medical. They don't want to use Nigeria car. But they are banning Nigeria foreign food. Good morning.
Olumuyiwa, thank you. Oladapo is here from Orile. Oladapo, good morning to you.
Yeah, I'm Pastor Oladipo.
Oladipo, okay.
Yes, from Orile Gomo. You see, sir, do you know why the people prefer to even import through Benin Republic? Come to our own port here. The bureaucracy to even clear goods here is terrible. So people prefer to even import through that place. Now, they are saying that if they close border, they will improve our own local rice here. How much is the local rice? Then they say, can they boast that they are eating local rice? This is wickedness. God bless Nigeria.
Pastor Oladipo, thank you. Atinuke is here from Aja. Atinuke, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with this shutting out of the border. It's okay because talking about the local rice for the past going to 2 years now, I've been on local rice. I've been eating local rice in my house. When you go to most of those big malls, you'll get the local rice there. the problem with the Nigerian government, I think it's better they should subsidize food instead of this fuel subsidy.
Okay.
I think I'm okay with that. I think once the time that fuel was 14 naira.
Subsidize food in what way exactly?
Like the rice we're talking about, the rice is like everyday food for most Nigerian families. Okay, they should subsidize rice. Like the fuel, I don't know why they are paying subsidy on fuel, because I once bought fuel for 14 naira. Right now it's 145 naira, and we are still buying it. So it's better they should just remove the money and put it on food, which is better.
All right.
And use the money they are using for subsidy, all these bad routes. I've been in traffic now for over 3 hours, just from Ajah to I'm going to Marina. So they should just remove this fuel subsidy money. So if they should increase the fuel to 500 naira, Nigeria will still buy it, which is better. They should divert the money to do something that is better, instead of some people just eating the money off there.
All right, Atineke. Thank you. Thank you for calling. Jonathan from Isola. Jonathan, good morning to you.
Yes, sir, how are you doing?
Okay.
But thanks for the interview. Nice thoughts. I feel for Mr. Assis or Lasisi. Or
Mr. Lasisi, yes.
Yes, I feel for him very well. Like I said in the morning, the border will remain closed. I think at the long run, it's going to stay on the force. But I want to appeal, just like Mr. Lasisi has been appealing, because of people have put their money in the border, in the stock on the border, like you said. I want to also join my voice to his voice to appeal to the government to please allow them. They should get all the goods, get it very well, and allow them to come in. Then after that, they close it. That's my appeal.
All right,
so
Jonathan.
that people's money will not waste and people will not die. People have invested quite all right.
That's right.
I think they should just sympathize with them, have mercy on them, let those ones on the borderline come in, and we should close it up.
All right, Jonathan. Thank you for calling. Let's move on to our socials right now and take a few comments from let's start with Twitter. David Eagle from Twitter says, can we meet the demand of rice locally in this country? Sincerely answering this question will speak volume on this issue. Do the government really care about how the people fare? David Eagle asking that all-important question on our Twitter page. Dami on Twitter says, for the citizens to be in pain and loss of business, right? Which kind of government be this safe? Dami, thank you for your thoughts. Rightly noted. Iroko Oluwasegun on Twitter says, the government of Nigeria should quickly set up more funds to support local industries and persons in Nigeria to meet up with daily needs of agricultural items. I am an IT personnel and yet doing livestock farming to support a bit. That's a good one. Iroko. Thank you for that thought. Emeka says, we are presently experiencing these high costs and scarcity of rice now, and we are not in Christmas period. How will we now cope when the Yuletide comes? Government had better find a solution as soon as possible. That's from Twitter. Let's quickly cross over to Facebook and take a few comments. Modiu Kende on Facebook says, when our local products have not been fully used in the country. So what the government is supposed to do is that the border should be opened at least 40% till our local products will gain ground throughout our country. But the idea of total closure will only bring starvation for our people when our local products have not been fully circulated in the country. Madi Ukende, thank you for your thought. Francis Odueke says, fuel subsidy is scam. Border closure smacks of inefficiency of the customs and other related agencies. Rice production is not enough. That's from our Facebook page. Quickly, let's cross over to WhatsApp before I go back to Mr. Lasisi, who is still on the line. On WhatsApp, we have this one. From what's your name again? Rotimi Shoumi from Amuwadofin. Rotimi says the closure of the border without putting in place palliative measures to cushion the effects spells great danger to the nation. It has presently created room for inflation of some commodities, unemployment, and encouragingly illegal smuggling through porous community borders. The consequences of closing the border is more than the benefits. Our present capacity, for example, for rice production cannot sustain the current demand, yet our government is not seeing it in this light. Besides, the current cost of the local rice is very expensive, about 22,000 naira per 50 kg, not within the reach of the common man. The government should have a rethink on the closure. Rotimi, thank you. Let's take this one, then I'll go back to Mr. Lasisi. Despite the partial total closure of the border, the Controller General announced that they still make over 6 billion naira revenue for the country every day. You didn't put your name there. Mr. Lasisi, very quickly, let me come to you right now. So the total closure is in effect. Can you tell us what this means? Because I am wondering, when we started this conversation, you told us that even the partial closure, it's only people with passport that are allowed to, pass through. Goods and commodities are not allowed to pass through. And now we have total closure. What does that mean to you?
Thank you. You see, the issue of total closure, I had it on me. I read it on media yesterday. I have not seen my controller to know if there is total closure. If people are passing border now, I have not gone there. And I will be there shortly after this time, and to know if it's actually a total closure. Total closure, I don't know. I can't get the meaning to that. Until that is being confirmed to me, I can't get the meaning. The total closure to imported goods or total closure to pedestrians or whatever. I can't give you an answer there yet, because total closure for what? Total closure, will it benefit us? No, the answer is no, because somebody has said it, one person or the other has said it, that what we produce here,
right?
If you don't allow it to go out, can we use it? Or
that's where I'm coming next, Mr. Lasisi, because we're out of time. That's where I'm coming next.
Yeah,
so we are saying that we have closed our borders. We're saying that we don't want goods from these countries. We cannot live in isolation.
That's good.
In the end, when we start producing on a very large scale, what will then happen to our local production?
Thank you. That's it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to say. Ben, you say that's where you were to go next. But then the fact remains that you say companies should spring up, people should get employment. People are now being employed, they produce, they can't take it out. Somebody is going to take something out to Cotonou, you go to Seaport. It's madness. You want to take out something to Togo, you go to Seaport. It's madness. Even Ghana here. You can, if you know the protocol, the procedure, the bottleneck, to now say they are taking something to Ghana from your industry here. Instead of to load your truck and just go, you want to go through Seaport and go there. It's stupidity. And nobody wants to do that. Then how do we grow? So I don't think whatever government is doing now, government know what they are doing. But if they are not careful, the economic of the country will go into another thing they cannot even bring back.
Mr. Lasisi, thank you so much for joining us on the Morning Crossfire this morning. It's been an interesting conversation having you on this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Mr. Lasisi Fanu is the chapter chairman of the Nigerian Association of Licensed Customs Clearance Agents at the Seme border. He joins us now from Seme border. Like he said, he will have to go and verify what total closure truly and effectively what it means. Well, that's so much we can take on the Morning Crossfire this morning. Thank you for being a part of it. Many thanks to Zainab Yakin, Yvonne Haifo, and Tosin Akinride. Plenty thanks to Maureen, our newsroom crew, for putting together that particular report. Amazing thanks to Babatunde for making sure that you could view us on Facebook, Twitter, and of course, YouTube. Thank you for your messages and your calls. We'll be back tomorrow, 6 o'clock. On the Morning Crossfire. Tunji Andrews will be in a moment with Money, Business and Economy Show. I am Sheriff Quadry. You can follow me online on all socials at Sheriff Quadry. Do you have yourself a fantastic day. Bye for now.